Sir, we are live now. I request
Hmm.
your permission to start with the session, sir.
Yes, start.
Thank you, sir. Hari Om, everyone. A warm welcome to the 26th session of Higher Anatomy, a lecture series for the first year BMS students. The exclusive sessions will be taken up by the eminent speakers of anatomy across the country for a period of 28 days, which started from 23rd of June and will be running up to 19th of July. Before starting the session, let me introduce you to Jignasa. Jignasa is a pan-India platform of Ayush fraternity led by the Ayush student community of Bharat and was initiated by ABVP in the year 1998. Its motto is Learn Ayush to Practice Ayush. It involves empowering Ayush students from campus to community, bridging the gap between Ayush students and policymakers as well as administrative authorities, connecting every aspect of Ayush, including students, academicians, practitioners, scientists, industrialists, and hospitals, all under one umbrella. Think globally, act locally. In last 2 decades, our efforts were to strengthen the Ayush education system and boost confidence among Ayush students. Jignasa initiated various programs in different parts of the country, from grassroots to international platforms, through discussions, study circles, seminars, workshops, and conferences. Let me list a few initiatives undertaken by Jignasa. Study circles, lecture series on specific topics, free medical camps, social health status survey, hands-on training workshops, conferences to explore and learn unique aspects of Ayurveda, interaction with eminent Vaidyas and academicians, brainstorming sessions with ICE stalwarts, policymakers, and key stakeholders of ICE systems, National Arogya Expo and International Conference, national level seminars, medicinal plant visits, pharmaceutical visits, agitations for the demands of high student community, private internship program for interested students to learn with acharyas, interaction with traditional healers, and visit to explore regional flora, online mock tests, social awareness campaigns on various issues, campaigns for the promotions of various concepts of high systems for social welfare, like Swarna Bindu Prashana Camp, Group Surya Namaskara, Ashtosha Yoga, and yoga competitions, etc. Free healthcare assistance to people through local governing bodies during natural calamities and accidents were also provided by Jignasa organization. In our yesterday session, more than 500 students joined for the live session and asked their queries regarding the subject and examination. And so far, we are proud enough to say that we have received 18,000 plus views on our YouTube channel. We hope to reach as many students as possible who can take maximum benefit of this. Vidyanamanarsya Rupamadikam Prachanaguptam Dhanam. We have seen the inability of a common student to afford huge amounts on commercial study platforms despite their jignasa. The burning desire to learn. Jignasa is here to give a helping hand, learn anatomy with experts, and all we need is your immense interest to learn. Today, we have Dr. Prakash G. Rathod, sir, BMS MD IU, Professor and HOD PG Department of Rachana Sharira, Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya and Hospital, Hubli. Sir completed his UG from BMS Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya, Hubli, and PG from Bharati Vidyapit, Pune. Sir is a recognized guide for PG scholars and guided 9 till date. Sir has total 15 years of teaching experience and awarded as best paper presentation in Raipur. Sir is currently pursuing PhD in Rachana Sharira and he is advisory committee member of late Dr. Kate Sharir Rachana Department, Lucknow. Sir has conducted many body donation awareness camps and conducted many blood donation and health camps. Sir is working as coordinator and academic in charge and working as e-attestation officer for SSP. Sir has worked as NSS program officer in RJHS Bangalore and has been part of Radio Talk at Akashvani regarding body donation awareness. Sir, we are we are glad to have you on the session today, sir. We welcome you to the session and to each and everyone who is watching this. We hope you find this helpful. Now, I request you, sir, to carry forward with the session.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you once once again, all the uh, listeners of the Ayurvedic students or the Ayurvedic field students and the PG as well as UG students. Okay. And the first of all, good evening to all. And the today's my topic is Sira, Dhamani Srotas. So according to the topic allotted for me, so Sira, Dhamani, and the Srotas. So we start from the Sira, we end at the Srotas part. Okay. So Sira are the considered as the these are the channels of the body, and those are the circulating or the considered as the structures depending on the function, and they perform the different functions. So shiras are different, dhamanis are different, srotasas are the different according to their structure, according to their functions. So today we start with the this session. So shira, dhamani, and the srotas. So myself, all of you know the myself, Dr. Prakash Rathod. So I did Mahavidyalaya Hubli. So regarding the Sira, so how the this picture shows, so picture indicates or the Drastanta. So regarding these are originating, these siras are the originating from the center part or the Nabi Pradesha, and they are spreading upward direction, the Urdhva and the Adhoga, and also the Tiryak. So these are the leaflet shows these structures. So the siras, they are originating from the Nabi and they are spread all over the body, and they are again further divided into the multiple numbers. So Moola Sira, we consider as the Moola Sira, these are the 14 number, and the further divide into the, they are 175 in the branches, and further finally, the total number of Sira is 700. So here structure of the Sira. So we consider the modern science with the Sira, this vein and the venous structure, and these are the thin in nature. So all of you know the vein structure and the artery structure, difference between the artery and the vein. So vein are the very thin in structure and they are superficially located, and they are contains the walls presence in the veins, and the arteries there is no wall, and the pressure is more in the artery, pressure is less in the artery vein. So these are the comparison, slight comparison between the artery and the vein. And the vein structure, so in the modern comparison, so this tunica externa, the outermost layer, and the tunica media, inner or the middle layer, and the innermost layer is called as the tunica intima. These are the three layers of the veins, and this vein is having the lumen inside and the also presence of the wall. So important difference in the veins, Dhamani and the Srotas is the wall's presence or the presence of the wall. We consider as the this is a, and the thin nature. This is called as the veins or the sira. And the next come to the Nirukti part of the Sira. So Nirukti of the Sira. So those carries the Ashuddha Rakta Vahini Hira. So here these Ashuddha Rakta Vahini means those are the carries the impure blood, or we call it as the deoxygenated blood from the from the periphery to the heart is called as the Ashuddha Rakta Vahini Hira. So Hira is nothing but the synonym or the Vedic term. So instead of Sira, he has mentioned the Acharya, in the Atharva Veda, he has mentioned the Hira. And the Shuddha Rakta Vahini Dhamani. Those carries the oxygenated blood or the pure blood from the heart to periphery, and they are considered as the Dhamani. And those are the carries the impure blood, and this is considered as the Sira. And also the another quotation derived from the Charaka Sutrasthana. So Saranath Sira. So Saranath Sira means those are the flowing without sound and the slow movement, and they are flow in the tubal like structure or the capillaries or the channels, and this is called as the Saranath Sira. So without any sound, they are going to with less pressure, and the slow flow movement is called as the Sira. And the another quotation, Saranath Deshantara Gamanat. So here, Deshantara Gamanat means those are the movement takes place from the one place to another place, and the Sarana means those are the slow flow movement from one place to another, and this is called as the Deshantara Gamanat. Okay. And the next quotation by the Gangadhar. So Saranath Rasadinam Gamanat Shirayit. So those are the carries the rasas or the dhatus, and these are the considered as the siras. Those carries the doshas as well as the dhatus as well as the rasadis or the nutrients. Those helps for the body or the to live the body or the to uh, circulate or the to nutriate the structures, and this is called as the shira. And the synonyms of the shira, so these are the synonyms: hira, shira, dhamani, again shira, shira jala, shira pratana, or the shira mukha, neela, lohita, astrigya. These are the synonyms given by our acharyas regarding the shira. And the next come to the Mula Sthana of Sira. Tasam Nabi Moolam Tatra Prasaranti. So Urva Ada Tirekcha. So these are the Mula Sthana of Sira. Is the first I told these are the Nabi. So Nabi is the center point or the Mula Sthana of the Sira. And there is Siras are spread upward direction. Some of the Siras are spread downward direction. and the some are the oblique direction. And also this picture indicates regarding the Padmini Kanda. So Drashtanta given, how the Padmini Kanda, these are the rotating, they are spreading throughout the in the water, and these Kamala Kanda or these called as Padmini Kanda. So how they are the branches? They are the multiple branches, one center place and the multiple branches. Same here is the Nabi. So Nabi is the Mula Sthana or the center point, and from the Nabi it is spread all over the body. So it may be upward direction, downward direction, as well as the oblique directions. And also the Acharya, they have mentioned the regarding the Drastanta, this Nabi Chakra. So how the center point Nabi, and they are the surrounding the, these are the structures they are spreading. Center point is Nabi, and the remaining part, these are the gives the multiple branches. They are further divided into the further branches. Okay. And next move on to the number of siras. So Sapta Sira Shatani Bhavanti means those are the 700 in number of siras, and the Tasa Mula Sira Chatvari Shat means these are the basically Mula Sira, these are 40, and those 40 siras they are divided into the Vatava Sira, these are 10 in number, Pittava Sira, these are 10 in number, Kapava Siras are 10 in number, Raktava Siras are 10 in number. So these Vatava Sira, 10 in number of Siras, they are further divided into the 175. Pittava Sira, 10 number of Siras, they are further divided into the 175. Kapava Siras, 10 in number, they are divided into the 175. And the Raktava Siras, they are 10 in number and they are further divided into the 175. Means here is the total number of Sira. So 175 into 4 types, and this the total number is 700 Siras. Okay. And next come to the, these are the features of the individual Sira. So these are the divided into the Vatava Siras, Pittava, and the Kapava and the Raktava Siras. So Tasam Vatava Vahinyo Dasha. So these are 10 in number, and those carry the Vata dosha, and those color is the Aruna Varna. So these are the Vatava Siras, the color Aruna Varna, and those are the carry the doshas of the Vata and the Vata Sthana. And the Pittava Siras, same. They are Ushna in nature, and they are the Neela Varna, and they are located in the Pitta Sthana, and also those carry the Pitta dosha. And the next come to the Kapava Sira. This nature is Shita, and the Gaura Varna, and the Stira, and the Kapha Sthana. They are location. And the Raktava Sira as well as the Na Atiushna, or the Na Atiushna Shita, and the Rakta Varna, and the Rakta Sthana. So, and also in the chart, you can find these are the types of the Siras. So, Aruna Varna, or the red color correlation, and they are carries the Vata dosha, filled with the Gunas, Vayu, and the Neela, these are the blue in nature or the color, and the dosha is pitta, and they are Ushna quality, and the Gaura Varna, so they are white, and those are the carry the Kapha dosha, and the Sita and the Stira in Guna, and the Rohini, they are red in color, and the Rakta, Na Ati, Ushna, or the Sita. So these are the difference of the different colors and the their structure of the explanation of the Shiras. So they are the Vatava Shiras, Pittava Shiras, Kapava Shiras, and the Raktava Shiras. And the according to Shadangatva, so these are the Urdhva and the Adhoshaka. So these are the upper limb and the lower limb. So each limb is 25 number of the Siras are present. So each limb, so upper limb 2 and the 2 lower limb. So the total number is 4. So 25 into 4, 100. In the costa or the Madhya or the Madhyama or the Madhya Sharira, so these are the again 34 into 4 types of the Sira. This total number is 136. And the Jatruga of the head and neck portion, they are 41. And the 4 types of the Siras, total number is 164. So here is 100 plus 34 plus 41, total number is 175. So 175 into 4, so this total is 700 Siras. And the functions of the Siras, visual Sira, Vatava Sira, they are 175 in number, and they are helps in the promote the intellectual to work proper and they prevent the mental deviation or the mental discomfort. So this Vatavasira and the Pittavasira gives the glow to the body and the taste of the food and maintain the digestive system and the increase your immunity. So Pittavasira and the Kaphavasira, these are again 175 in number and maintain the viscosity of the various parts of the body, stability to joint, increase the strength. The Raktavashira, these are again 175. So these nourishes all the dhatus, gives the color to the body, receives the sensation, perform the normal function. So whatever the normal circulation, and those are the perform the normal circulation as well as the functions. And the next come to the move on to the region wise number of the Avedya and the Vedya Shiras. So here is the Vedya Shira and the Avedya Shira. First of all, we should know regarding the numbers of the Shiras, classification of the Shiras, and the Vedya Shira. So Vedya Shira means those are the eligible for the venesection or the puncturing the veins. So these are considered the Vedya Shiras, and those are the Avedya Shiras. Don't touch those Shiras. Those are the produces the further handicap or it may be cause the death, it may be severe bleeding. So these are the symptoms in the those are the avedya siras. So our acharyas, that's why our acharyas mentioned the don't touch those siras or the surgeons they are avoid those siras. Those are considered the avedya siras because in case accidentally any injury or the cross section or the puncture of these avedya siras they may cause into the further disease or the handicap condition or it may be finally as a death. So this is avoid the Avedya Shiras. So Avedya Shiras total number is 98. So in our body these are the 98 number of the Avedya Shiras. So in the Shaka, they have mentioned the 400 number of the Shiras, total number, and the Costa 136, and the Jatru Urdhagata, these are 164, as the total number is 700. These are the Shiras. And the further Shiras are divided into the Vedya Shiras and the Avedya Shiras. So 384 out of the 400, 384 Shiras are the considered as the Vedya Shira. Those are eligible for the venesection or the vein puncture, so you can puncture, you can repair it, you can treat it accordingly. But the Avedya Shiras, these are the 16 in number and those are located in the Shakha. So those Shiras, don't touch those Shiras and the avoid the injury to those Shiras. So this is called as the Avedya Shiras. And the next Koshtagata, these are the Vedya Shiras, these are 104 and the Avedya Shiras of the Kosta, these are 32 in number and the Jatrugata Shiras total 164. Out of that, 114 are the Vedya Shiras and the 50 are the Avedya Shiras. So, Avedya Shiras of the Jatrugata are 50. The total number of the Shiras means Vedya Shiras, these are 602 and the Avedya Shiras are 98. So, total number 6, 602 and the plus 98, 700. So out of the 700, these 98 Shiras are the considered as the Avedya Shiras. So that's why the surgeon should not perform these venesection or the puncture these veins or the Shiras. It may definitely cause the future the disability or death. And these are the numbers of the shiras. So upper limb and the lower limb, so the total 8, 8 plus 8, these are the 16 number of the shiras are the located in the shaka. In the madhya bhaga, so madhya sharira, these are trunk region or the pelvis or the flanks or the parshva and the abdomen. The number is 32. And the here and the head and neck region, these are the total number is 50, 50 number of the sira, and the total grand total out of these siras are the these are considered as the avedya sira are the 98. Next come to the these are the correlations of the lower limb. So these are the correlations urvi lohitaksha or the great saphenous vein in the modern correlation of the vessels or the femoral artery and the vein. in the lower limb, and the upper limb Jaladhara or the Urvi Lohitaksha, the cephalic vein or the brachial plexus as well as the axillary vessels. In the pelvic region, this Vitapa or the Katika Tarana are the spermatic vessels in the modern correlation are the gluteal vessels. In the back, Brahati, and also these are the subscapular artery. Those are the correlation with the modern. In the abdominal, Medopari means the inferior gastric vessels. In the chest, Sthanamuladi means internal memory and the lateral thoracic vessels. In the neck region, these are the Matruka or the Vidura. These are the vessels. Those are considered. In the modern correlation, these carotid arteries and the jugular veins and the posterior aorta vessels. So these are the and also the jaw. This Hanus and the internal maxillary vessels in the modern correlation. In the tongue, Rasavahe and the Vakvahe, these are the deep inguinal vessels, and also the in the nose, these angular vessels. Those are the correlation with the siras. And next, these are the eye and the ear and the forehead, and these are the zygomatic. The eyes, zygomatic are the temporal vessels, ears, the anterior tympanic vessels, and the forehead, the suborbital superficial temporal vessels. In the head region, again, these are the frontal branches of the superficial temporal nasal branch, and the other branches of the occipital vessels. And again, the Avedya Shiras of the Shaka, these are the already you have studied, these are the four in number and the four limbs. This total number is 16. So, this out of the 100 Vedya Shiras, 16 are the Avedya Shiras. And these again, these names, I am not going in detail regarding these Shiras and the names of the Shiras. So, these are the 32 number of the. So, these are the Madhya Sharira or we consider the coast part. Kostamagga 32 number of the Siras. In the Shaka, these are 16 in number. The Avedya Shiras of the Urdhva Jatrugata, these are 50 in number. And the next come to the applied anatomy of veins. So these are the, I am choosing only the common conditions or the common diseases related with the veins or the Shira. So in the Ayurvedic part of the applied anatomy, we consider the Avedya Shiras. So in the applied anatomy, consider as the modern science. These are the superficial or the venous diseases and the superficial thrombophlebitis and also the deep vein thrombosis or the this embolism and the varicose veins. Nowadays, commonly we can observe in the many of the patients we are observing they are the varicose veins and the chronic venous insufficiency. So these are the common conditions day-to-day life. We have find these are the conditions of the related with the veins or the siras. And the next move on to the Dhamani topic. So Dhamani after the finish of the shiras and we have move on to the Dhamani chapter. So in the Dhamani again these are the definitions or the nirukti of the Dhamani, Dhamanya, Dhamanya. Means those are the pulsating, they are termed because the spandana. So spandana, those are pulsating, these are called as the dhamani. Dhamana or the means to swell or these are the blow with the air and the pulsation or the swelling and the contraction. So these are considered the so Dhamani. So Dhamanyat, Dhamani. So these are the pulsating and these are considered as the Dhamani. And the pressure is more and these are the deeply located and the pressure is more and they are thick in nature and they are considered as the Dhamani. So Dhamani means filled with the exterior of the body fluids. So these are the carries the Shuddha Raktava or the Shuddha Raktavahini means those are the pure blood or these are the considered as the oxygenated blood. Those carries the oxygenated blood. And the synonyms of the Dhamani, so these Dhamani, Jivanadi, Rohini, Jivakshinadi, and the Lohitika Vahini, Nadi, Samavahini, Raktavahini, Srikvahini, or the Dhamani, Sira. So these are the synonyms of the Dhamani. And the important, they are the Drastanta. So this Mranaleshu Visha. So Mranaleshu Vishakam means those are the structures. When you cut the internal structure of the Dhamani. There is absence of the wall in the Dhamani, but the internal, these are the minute openings or the minute pores. These are seen in the Dhamani structures. When you go into, so this is the stalk part of the lotus flower and the cut section. So you can find the small openings. So you can observe these are the small openings, and these are the given the drastanta regarding the Dhamani. Internal structure of the Dhamani, correlation of the internal structure of the Dhamani. Again, here is the Dhamani or the Moola Sthana of Dhamani. Tasam tu Kalu Nabi Pravana Dhamani Nam Urdhvaga Dasha, Dashacha Adoga, and the four are the Chatusa Tirvet. So, this total number of the Dhamanis, these are 24 in number, and the out of these are again originating from the some acharyas. They have mentioned the Hridaya Bhaga, and the some are the mentioned by the Nabi. So here Moola Sthana. So Acharya Shushruta in the Shonita Varni Adhyaya has considered the Hridaya as the Moola Sthana. In the Sharir considered as the Nabi as the Moola Sthana. So here is the controversy regarding these Dhamani originating point or the Moola Sthana. So during the intra-uterine life, Nabi could be understood as the Moolasthana of Dhamani. So Nabi, because of this placental circulation, so these are the venous or the fetus drives with the nutrition from the mother to umbilical vessels. And commenting on the Nabi as the Moola for the Dhamani, Hindu stated that Dhamani is the site of Antaragni. So Antaragni, hence it is site for the prana, as the Dhamani as a nutritive function, and also Acharyas might have considered the Nabi as the Moola Sthana. Acharya Charaka opines that 10 Dhamanis arising from the Hridaya could be taken as the Urdhvaga Dhamani. Those are the Dhamanis. So in the modern correlation, those Dhamanis, it may be common carotid, subclavian, brachycephalic. These are the vessels, and they are considered as the 10 number of the Dhamanis. Those are the uh, Urdhvaga Dhamanis. And next come to the number of Dhamanis. So these are already you know the 10 number of Dhamanis are the supplies to the upper part of the body. They are originating from the, it may be Hridaya Bhaga, it may be Nabi Pradesha. 10 number of Dhamanis supplies to the upper part, head and neck portion, Urdhva Jatruyuta. And the 10 number of Dhamanis are the supplies lower part or the lower limb. And the 4 number of Dhamanis, they are supplies the direct or the oblique direction. So again, these further they are divided into the 10 number of the Dhamnis. So Urdhvaga Dhamnis, and they are originating from the Hridaya part, and this is divided into the each three. So total number is again further divided. Further sub classification of the Dhamni is 30, and the Adhoga Dhamnis also they are originating from the Nabhi Pradesha or in between the Amashaya and Pakvashaya. So these are again divided into the three. So its total number is 30. So the 10 is further sub-classification into 10. 10 number of Dhamanis, they are further classification into 30. And the Tiryak Dhamani, these are 4 and they are oblique direction. So these 4 number of Dhamanis, again it gives the multiple branches and they are Ananta or the innumerable. So we can't, those are the means, those are finally open into the hair follicle or the root of the hair follicle. So how many hair follicles we can consider, or what number of dhamanis we can consider out of this Tirek Dhamani. Okay, Tirek Dhamani are the innumerable. So these are the further branches of the Tirek Dhamani. So these are the total classification of the 24 number of the Dhamani. So again, Urdhoga Dhamani, those are the, so each Dhamani, those carry the Vata dosha, some are carry the Pitta dosha, some are carry the Kapha dosha. So in two in number, and the Shabda Rupa Rasa Gandha. So these are the qualities of the Urdhoga Dhamani as well as the Adhoga Dhamani as well as the Tirek Dhamani. So Tirek Dhamani, so these are the use the further multiplication of the innumerable branches of the Dhamani or the minute branches of the Dhamani. And the Urdhva Dhamani, those are helps in the Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, Praswasa, Uchwasa, Jambita, Kshuta, Hasita. So these are the qualities, means Dhamanis which goes upward direction conduct these are the actions or the activities. It is called as a sound, touch, color, taste, odor, or the inspiration, expiration, yanning, sneezing, laughing, speech, or the crying. These are these activities supported by these Urdhvaga Dhamani. And next come to the Adhoga Dhamani. So Adhoga Dhamani, those are the hells which goes downward and conducts the fluids or the urine pass. It helps for the urine process or the urination process and the fecal to remove the fecal matter, and also it helps for the semen, and also the helps for the menstruation cycle or the menstruation. So it whatever the downward, so the pelvic part or the lower limb part, they are the functions are carried by the Adhoga Dhamani. So Tiryak Dhamanis, Tiryak, these are the four in number. So each of the four Dhamanis spread side wide or the oblique direction or the transversely, divided into the hundreds, thousands of the branches. Further, it is becomes the innumerable. So these are the minute branches, and they are divided into the multiple. Finally, these are the uncountable, innumerable. Okay. So clinical aspect of the Dhamani. So these are the Dhamanis. They are a modern correlation with the Dhamani, means they are correlated with the artery. So artery related clinical aspect. They are atherosclerosis, or the all of you know the sclerosis, or the deposition of the plug, or these are the clot. So these formation of the or the obstruction. So damage or the obstruction to the vessels. The aneurysm, so there's a localized enlargement of the artery and characterized the balloon-like bulge. So bulge in the vessels, and they are the aneurysm. And also the Raynaud's disease, there's a rare disease or the rare peripheral vascular syndrome that narrows the blood vessels. The blood vessels become narrowing, and it may be in the hand, it may be in the feet, due to the cold or they are stressful emotions. These are the conditions commonly seen in day-to-day life. And the erythromyalgia means this is a rare clinical disorder causing the redness, burning sensation, and the intense pain in the limbs. It is more common to be found in the lower limb than the upper limb. And the stroke. So nowadays, those are the suffering from the more stress life, or the lifestyle is changed, and the busy life. So in that they may got the undergone the stroke. So this is called as a stroke. So further it convert into the hemorrhage or the brain hemorrhage, and they are considered as the this paralysis or the hemiplegia, paraplegia. And these are the conditions seen in the due to the damage to the brain vessels. Okay. So these are the regarding the we are going to finish the Dhamani part. And the next come to move on to the Srotas part. These are the Srotases. Again, Srotases means these are nothing but the channels. So these are the tubular structure, and these are the capillary network or the channels. These are considered the Srotases. So again, Sravana Srotamsi means Sravana Rasada means those carry the rasas. Those are the flowing. They are ooze, and they are flow gradually, and this is called as the Sravani. So Sravani means flow gradually or the ooze, and this is called as the Sravana Srotamsi. Srotases are the channels of the body through which the material needed for the tissue building and the nutrition and the other nutrients flow from the one corner to the other body or the other place, the periphery. And also definition. So these are the definition of the Dhamanya or the Sravana Srotamsi Saranat Sira. So again here this Shusru Sharisthana 9th chapter has mentioned Mulantara Kadantari Dehe Prasutam Tohvahi Yat Srutasati Neha Sira Dhamani Varjitam. So here is remaining Sira and the Dhamani. So remaining whatever the tubular structures, they are considered as the Srotas. Rather than the Sira and the Dhamani, so remaining structures in the body, they are tubular in form and they are considered as the Srotas. And the Utpatti of the Srotas, they are the along with the Pitta and demarcates the Srotas and develop from the Akasha Mahabhuta. So these are the originating from the Akasha Mahabhuta because of they are having the Avkasha. So this tubular form they are considered the Akasha Mahabhuta. And the synonyms of the Srotas again these Srotamsi, Sira, Dhamani, Rasayani, Rasavahini, Panta, Nadi, Marga. So these are the Chidra, Sthana, Ashaya. These are the considered the synonyms of the Srotas or the nicknames of the Srotas. And next classification regarding the Srotas, again these are the Bahirmukha Srotas and the Antarmukha Srotas. So here Bahirmukha Srotas means those are the externally located Srotas as considered the Bahirmukha Srotas. Antarmukha Srotas means those are the inside or the interior or the innermost located. This is called as the Antarmukha Srotas. So this classification of the Srotas, one is the major Bahirmukha, so externally located or the external features, and these are the external openings, they are considered the Srotas. So internally located, these are called as the internal Srotas, the Antarmukha Srotas. So all of you know the Antaramukha, which are the Antaramukha Srotas. This is simple. So these pictures shows in the slide. They are you can find the Namadwari. So these are the nine Dwara. So these are the openings. So Sravana, Nayana, Vadana, Grana, Gurda, Medra. So these are the openings or the external openings. So it may be genital opening and it may be oral cavity opening, and these are the considered the Srotases. So in these three, again these are the openings of the breast part and the vaginal part. So these are the considered the extra. So these Srotases are the considered as the Bahya Srotas or the external Srotases. And according to the Antarmukha Srotas, again they are the Acharya. According to the Acharya Charakacharya, according to Sushruta Acharya, the number is different. So according to Acharya Charaka is mentioned the 30 single Srotas. These are the single in number, 13 number of the Srotas. And according to the Acharya Sushruta has explained the 11 pairs. So they are not single, they are 11 pairs. Means total number of Sushrutas according to the Sushruta is 22. According to the Charaka is 13. So again, which are the Antarmukha Srotas is? So these are the Tanitu Prana Anna Udaka Rasa. So Pranava Srotas, Annava Srotas, Udakava Srotas, Rasava Srotas, Raktava Srotas, Mamsavaha, Medavaha, Mutravaha, Purusavaha, and the Shukravaha, and the finally Artava Srotas. These are the considered as the Antarmukha Srotas. So Bahirmukha Srotas are different, and the Antarmukha Srotas means internal structure. And again, another one Acharya has mentioned the Yogavahi Shrotas. So Yogavahi is the capacity to carry some other things from one place to another place or the distant place, and they making it available at the place of utilization. And this like a vehicle which carries us to a destiny, our destiny. So this is known as the Yogavahi. So Yogavahi means those are the carries the particular srotas. For example, they are the Annava, those carry the Anna to the particular part. So this is called as the Annavaya Srotas or the Purushava Srotas. So these are the carries that particular part, the that material, and this called as the Yogavahi Srotas. So Yogavahi and the Antarmukha Srotas are the same. And the next come to the difference opinion regarding the Acharya. Shushrutarya is excluded. These are the Astava Srotas, Majjava Srotas, and the Svedava Srotas. And the further, he has added the Arthava Srota. Instead of these three, he has added only one. So this is called as the Arthava Srotas. So why these are the added or the Shushrutarya, why they are excluded? I think, in the my knowledge, so it may be he has thinking accordingly only the anatomy or the structurally. So he has thinking the only the concentrating on the structures or the structure as well as the functional. So this anatomy aspect he has excluded. These are the srotas. But the Charkacharya is thinking is according to the chikitsa or the treatment aspect he has thinking. So it may be added or they are the mentioned the srotases. So number of srotases according to the Charkacharya, according to the Sushrutarya. So according to the Charkacharya, these are 13 in number. According to the Sushrutarya, they are 11 in number, but they are pairs, and they are 13. They are singles. Okay, so out of that, this one is the Pranava. According to the Charkacharya, according to the Sushrutarya, Pranava. According to the Charkacharya, Udakavaha. Again, this Sushrutarya, Udakavaha. According to the Charkacharya, Annava, third Srotas. Third Srotas, here is the Annava, according to the Sushrutarya. Fourth one is the Rasava. Again, fourth one is Rasava, according to the Sushrutarya. According to Charkacharya, he has mentioned the Shonitavaha. So instead of Raktavaha, he has mentioned the Shonitavaha. Here is the Raktavaha Srotas, according to the Sushrutarya. So according to the Charkacharya, Mamsavaha. According to the Sushrutarya, Mamsavaha. According to the Charkacharya again, Medava Srotas. According to the Sushrutarya, has mentioned the Medavaha Srotas. And the according to the mm, Charkacharya, Astiva is not mentioned or the mentioned. So here these are the extra mentioned by the Charkacharya, Astiva. And the according to the Shusrutarya, eighth one is called as the Shukrava Srotas. And the ninth, so according to the Charkacharya, his Majjava Srotas is mentioned, the and the here is the Purushava Srotas and the Shukrava Srotas and the Shukrava Srotas is mentioned by the Sushrutacharya and the Purushava Srotas is also mentioned by the Charkacharya and the Sushrutacharya. Mutrava Srotas is mentioned by the both Charkacharya and the uh, Sushrutacharya. But the here Sushrutacharya has mentioned the Artava. Here the Shvetava Srotas is mentioned by the Charkacharya. So here Charkacharya is mentioned the extra. These are the means those are the three. So out of that, these are the Astiva, Majjava, and the Shvedava. But the here is only according to the Shushrutarya, his separate means Arthava Srotas. So Arthava Srotas extra means different, but the remaining are the same according to the Charkacharya. So Moolasthana of these Srotases, so Tatra Pranavas, these are the according to the Charkacharya. So these are the quotations in the Moolasthana of the Srotases. So again, these Moolasthana of Srotases according to the Charaka, according to the Charkacharya, according to the Sushrutarya. So Pranava Srotas is Moolasthana, Hridaya, and the Mahasrotas according to the Charkacharya. According to Sushrutarya, Hridaya and Dashavahini, Damanya. Annavasrotas, Amashaya and Vamaparshva. So here is the Moolasthana according to the Shusrutachara Amashaya and Annavahini Dhamanya. According to the Udakava Srotas, according to the Charkacharya, Kloma and Talu. And the according to Shusrutacharya, also this is the Talu and the Kloma. And the Rasava Srotas, Hridaya, heart and the Dashadhamani. According to the Shusrutacharya, there is a Rasava Srotas, Hridaya and the Rasavahini. Raktavasrotas, according to the Charkacharya, Yakrut Pliha, according to the Sushrutarya, mention the Yakrut Pliha and the Raktavahinya. And the Mamsavasrotas, according to the Charkacharya, Snayu and Tok, according to the Sushrutarya, they have mentioned the Snayu, Tok and the Raktavahini. And the Medava Srotas, Rukka and the Vapavana, according to the Charakacharya. According to the Shishrutacharya, he has mentioned the Kati and the Rukko. And the Astiva Srotas is mentioned by the Moolasthana, is Medha and the Jagana. So, but the Shishrutacharya has not mentioned these Astiva Srotas. Majjava Srotas is Asti and Sandhi, Moolasthana. But the Shishrutacharya has not mentioned these the Majjava Srotas and the Astiva Srotas. Shukrava Srota, Vashana and the Medra, according to the Charakacharya. According to Sushrutacharya, they have mentioned the Stana and the Roshana. Purushava Srotas, according to the Charakacharya, Pakvashaya and Buddha. According to the Sushrutacharya, this Pakvashaya and the Buddha. And the Mutrava Srotas, according to the Charakacharya, Basti and the Vamshana. According to the Sushrutacharya, Basti and the Medra. So Swedava Srotas, again this Medra and the Roma Kupa, according to the Charakacharya, but the Shishrutacharya has not mentioned the Swedava Srotas. So Arthava Srotas is explained by the Shishrutacharya, but the Charakacharya is not mentioned. These are Arthava Srotas, Moolasthana, Garbhashaya, and the Arthavaha Dhamani, Arthavahi Dhamani. Okay. So here you can remember as the uh, mnemonics for the how to remember these mnemonics means those are the srotases explained by the Charkacharya and the Shushrutacharya. So you can remember as the MA in Sanskrit. MA Sanskrit means so these are the Majjava Srotas. MA M refers to Majjava Srotas, A refers to Aktiva Srotas, and the S refers to Svedava Srotas. So Svedava Srotas and the Astiva Majjava means MA in Sanskrit means you are the bachelors of the BAMS course, so you must do the MA in Sanskrit means so MA in Sanskrit means M refers to Majjava Srotas and the A refers to Astiva Srotas, Sanskrit S refers to Svedava Srotas. These are the excluded by the Sushruta Acharya. Okay, these are the three. And the next come to the other srotas mentioned by the acharyas, the Manova srotas or the Sadhyava srotas, Chestava srotas. I am not going in detail regarding these srotases and there is no explanation regarding these srotases. And next come to the gross understanding regarding the srotases, the modern correlation. For example, pranava srotas, the pathway of oxygen and the carbon dioxide or the gases exchanges takes place, and this is called as the pranava. Annava srotas, the pathway for the nutrients. So it may be proteins, it may be carbohydrates, fats, and the minerals, vitamins. So this is annava. So udakava, pathway for the body fluids. It includes the water and the other fluid materials. And the Rasava Srotas, this is energy, metabolic part and the transportation. So this is Rasava. Raktava, again this transportation or the circulation, systemic circulation, exchange of the material and the immune system. And the Mamsava, contraction and the relaxation, muscle. So muscle contraction and the relaxation and those helps the movements, muscle movements. So Medha, so these are the energy store, energy pathway, storehouse of the fat. So this Medhava Srotas. And the Astiva, it makes the body framework. So you are standing in the skeletal. So these bones, without bone, we are unable to stand. We are unable to make a frame. So body framework and the immunity. So it is depends on the person musculature as well as the bony framework and the immunity is built up and the movements. So without these muscles and the bones, we can't move. So this is the help for the movement. And the Majjava again this energy store and the it is also immunity. Or the immunity means this Vadikshamatva. And the Shukra, the reproduction. So this is a further reproduction. So the Shukra and the Purushuva excretion of the metabolic waste or the solids. And the Mutra again this excretion of the metabolic waste in the liquid form. So Purusha is the solid form. Here is the Mutra is the liquid form. And the Sweda, again the excretion of the metabolic waste liquid form and uh, these are the called as the Sweda. And again Arthava, these are the reproduction. So it helps for the reproduction. And next Pranava Srotas. तत्र प्राणवानां स्रोतसां हृदयं. So according to the Charkacharya, Moolam Mahasrotas. So these are the quotations derived from the regarding the Pranava Srotas according to the Charkacharya. According to the Shishrutacharya, Tatra Pranava Dve. So these are the two in number, and Tayor Moolam Hridayam Rasavahinyascha Dhamani. According to the Shishrutacharya, and the in the Sharira Sthana 9th chapter, he has mentioned the 12th quotation regarding the Srotas. So we are follower of the Sushruta. We are studying the anatomy, Rachana Sharira. That's why we are following the whatever the quotations or the mentioned by the Sushruta Acharya. So these Pranava Srotas. So again, here's the Pranavaha. These are the Tatra Pranavahe Dve Tayor Moolam Hridayam Rasya Vahinyasya Dhamanya Tatra Viddasya. In case injury to those srotas, akrosha, vinamana, mohana, brahmana, vepanani, maranam, va bhavat. So means these are the srotas, means pranava srotas, these are two in number, and the tayor moola. So tayor moola or the moola sthana of these pranava srotas is hridaya and the rasa vahinyasya dhamani. Those carry the rasas and these are considered as the dhamani or the related with the hridaya. These are called as the rasa vahinyasya dhamani. So is the heart and the dhamani related dhamanis are the site of the origin of the pranava srotas. And the nasal passage or the pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchus part, bronchioli, alveoli of the lungs, and these are the comes under the pranava srotas. So in case injury to these with the lakshana, injury to the this srotas, pranava srotas, what are the conditions? Means the person become crying loudly. So become uh, angry and the crying loudly, Vinamana, binding of the body, and the Mohana and the Brahmana, giddiness, Vepanani, tremors, and finally turning to the death. So this is regarding the Pranava Srotas. And the next come to the Annavaha Srotas. So again this quotation, Annavahanam Srotasam Amashayo Moolam Vama Parshvacha. So Charkacharya has mentioned these quotation. So these are the single, but the Shushrutarya Annavaha Dve Tayor Mulam Amasho Annavahinyasya Dhamani. So again here, so these are the Annavaha Dve Tayor Mulam Amashaya Annavahinyasya Dhamani Tatra Viddasya Atmana Shula Annadvesha Chardi Pipasa and the finally Andatva and the Maranam Cha. So means Annavahe, these are two in number. Annavahe Dve, these are the two in number. Tayor Mula, so the Mula son of one of our Srotas is Amashaya and the related Annavahi Vahinyasya Dhamani. So those are the related with the stomach related Dhamanis. Okay. And the Tatra Viddasya, in case injury to those Annava Srotas, they are the cause the Admana, flutuance, and the Shula, pain, Annadvesha, anorexia, and the Chardi, vomiting, Pipasa, the thirstiness, Andyatva, or the blindness, finally is a Marana, or the death takes place. Okay. So, involvement of these organs, the stomach, mouth, and the tongue part, or the teeth, esophagus, duodenum, as well as the small intestine. So, these are the considered the Annavasrotas part structures. And next come to the Udakava Srotas. Udakavanam Srotasam Talu Moolam Plom Cha. So here is the according to the Charakacharya, they are single in number, but the Shushutacharya Udakavahe Dve Tayor Moolam Talu Moola Talu Plom Cha. So here again Udakava Srotas. So Udakavahe Dve Tayor Moolam Talu Plomam Cha. Tatra Viddasya Pipasa Sadyo Marana. So Shushrutarya, they have mentioned the talu means it may be considered as the hard part of the palate or the soft palate or the cloma means also they are the uh, pharynx part or the lungs part or pancreas part. So it's a controversy regarding the talu. Okay, so I'm not going in detail regarding the talu. So this controversy regarding talu means the cloma means those are the pharynx or the lungs part or the pancreas, the clone part. So here, in case of Viddasya, Tatra Viddasya Pipasa Sadyama. So pipasa means thirstiness, and the sadhyo marana, sudden death, or the immediate death takes place in the injury to the udakavaha srotas. And next come to the Rasavahanam Srotasam Hridayam Dasha Moolam Dasha Dhamanya. So according to the Charakacharya, these are singular Rasavaha Srotasa. According to the Shushrutācharya, Rasavahe Dve Tayor Moolam Hridayam Rasa Vahinyasya Dhamanya. So here Rasa again, these are the Rasavahe Dve Tayor Moolam Hridayam Rasa Vahinyasya Dhamanya Tatra Viddasya Shoshaha Prana Pranavah Viddascha Maranam Tallingani Cha. So whatever the symptoms seen in the Pranava Srotas. So here is the Rasava Srotas, these are two in number. Tayor Mula. Tayor Mula means they are the Mula Sthana or the origin of the site. Hridaya and the Rasavahini. So Rasavahinyascha Damani. So these are the Tatra Viddascha. So in case of injury to the Rasava Srotas, they are called the Shosha the Pranavaha Viddasya Maranam Tallingani cha. So whatever the symptoms seen in the Pranava Srota, so these are the Akrosha, Vinamana, Brahmana, Vepana. So these are the symptoms are the seen in the Rasava Srotas. And the extra these are the Shosha, emaciation, and finally the death of the this individual or the person. So these are the Srotas of the Rasava Srotas. And the next come to the Raktavasrota, Shonita Vahanam Sotasam Yakrut Mulu Plihacha. According to the Charakacharya, according to the Shushutacharya, Raktavahe Dve Tayor Mulam Yakrut Lihor Raktavahinyascha Damani. So these are the, and also you can observe the picture of these Raktavaya Tayor Mula Sthana. So the Yakrut and the Pliha. So spleen as well as the liver part and also the pancreas. So here, Raktavahed Dve, these are two in number. Tayor Mula. So Mula Sthana is Ekrut Pliha. So Ekrut means liver and Pliha means the spleen. So these origin site, they are originating. And the Raktavahinyasya Damanya, those are related with the spleen and the liver. In case Tatta Viddasya Shavangata. So Shavangata Jaro Daha Panduta Shonita Gamana Rakta Netrata Cha means these are the blackish color or the brownish or the grayish discoloration or the body color become blackish or they turn into the different colors. Okay, and the jora, so fever, so fever, aha, so burning sensation, so whole body burning sensation, anemia or the pallor, and the shonita gamana, bleeding from the different orifices, so bleeding from the any part. So the and the rakta netrata, reddish discoloration of the eye. So these are the symptoms seen in the injury to the raktava srotas. And the next come to the Mamsava Srotas. Again, these Mamsavas, these are the Mamsavahanam cha Srotasam Snayu Moolam Tokya. So these are the according to the Charakacharya. According to the Shushrutācharya, Mamsavahe Dve Tayor Moolam Snayu Tvacha Raktavahinyasya Damani. So here is the Snayu. So they are mentioned the according to the Shushrutācharya, Snayu and the Tvacha are the Moolasthana of this Mamsavaha Srotas. Again, these are the Mamsavaha. These are two in number. Mamsavahe Dve Tayor Moolam Snayu Tvachacha Raktavahinyasya Damani. So means those are the Moolasthana of this Mamsava Srotas is Snayu and the Tvacha and the Raktavahinyasya Damani. In case Tatra Viddasya Kshavatu Mamsa Shosha Sira Grantyo Maranam Cha. So means this in case any injury to this Mamsava Srotas it turn into these conditions and these symptoms. So these are the Kshavatu, swelling, Mamsa Shosha, wasting of the muscles, Sira Grantya means tumor formation or the clot in the blood, and finally it turn into the death. So the origin site of this Mamsa Srotas is they have mentioned the ligaments and the skin, tvacha, or the snayu and the tvacha. And the next come to the Medova Srotas. So Medohanam Srotasam Rokko Moolam Upavahana. According to the Charakacharya. According to the Sushrutaracharya, Medovahe Dve Tayormulam Kati Rukocha. So Kati Rukocha means they are the trunk part and also the Rukka means kidney. So here is the Vapavahana means they are correlated to the momentum part. So according to the Sushrutaracharya, Medavaha Srotas, Medavaha Dve, these are the two in number, Tayor Mula. So the Mula sthana of this Medavaha Srotas is Kati and the Rukka. So kidneys and the Kati Pradesha or the trunk region and the Tatra Viddasya. So in case injury to this Medavaha Srotas, the Sweda Gamna, Snigdata, Talu Shosha and the Stula Shopata, Pipasa means these are the origin site of the origin of these Medovas rotas is kidney and the momentum part of the trunk region and the Sveda Gamana. So in case injury to these rotas or the vidya to these rotases, they are the one is the excessive sweating. So person gets severe sweating, snigdata, oily appearance of the body, talu shosha, dryness of the palate. It may be soft palate, it may be hard palate. So these are the dryness and the stoola, obesity, shopata, and the edema. Pipasa means thirstiness. So these are the symptoms and the conditions seen in the injury to the Medavaha Srotas. And the next move on to the Mutravaha Srotas. So Mutravaha Srotas. So regarding the Mutravahe Dve Tayor Moolam Basti Medracha Tatra Viddasya Anabadhavastita Mutra Nirodha Stabda Medratacha. So Mutravahe Dve, these are the two in number and the Tayor Mula. So Mula Sthana of the Mutrava Srotas is Basti. The Medracha means is the urinary bladder and the penis part. So these are the Moolasthana of Mutravas Rotas. In case injury to this Moolasthana, so it causes the Anabadha Bastita, expansion and the dilatation of the urinary bladder, and the Mutra Nirodha, obstruction of the urination, Stabda Medrata, erection of the penis, or the sustenance of the erection. So these are the symptoms seen in the Mutrava Srotas, or the Vidyalakshana of Mutrava Srotas. So next come to the Purushavaha Srotas. So Purushavaha, these are two in number. Purushavahe Dve Tayor Moolam Pakvashayo Budavcha Tatra Viddasya Anaha Durgandata Granthi Antrata. Cha means those are the these are two in number and their Moolasthana is Pakvashaya and the Guda. So here is the large intestine and the rectum part is the Moolasthana. In case injury to this Purushavas rotas, this causes the Anaha means this gaseous distension. Durgantata means foul smelling of the stool and the Granthi Antrata. So this is a hard stool or the stool become hard and they are becoming clots or the stool become hardened and they are irregular shape in the intestine and they obstruct to the intestine. So these are the uh, with the Lakshana of Purushava Srotas. And we move on to the next. This is the Shukravaha Srota. Shukravahanam Srotasam Roshano Moolam Sopascha. Means according to the Charkacharya, according to Susrutacharya, Shukravahe Dve Tayor Moolam Stanyo Roshanocha. Means these are the two in number and the Moola Sthana. So again here is the Shukrava Srotasam. Shukravahe Dve, these are two in number. Tayor Moola. So the Moola sthana of Shukrava Srotas is the Stanyo Vrashanocha. So Stanya or the breast part and the testicles or the testes. Testes are the Moola sthana of Shukrava Srotas. And the Tatra Viddasya. So Tatra Viddasya Klibata Sira Praseko Rakta Shukrata. So in case injury to the Shukravas and they are finally turned into the conditions or the disease condition. One is the klibata means impotency and the chira praseko means delayed ejaculation and the rakta shukrata means blood mixed semen. So these are the symptoms seen in the injury to the Shukrava Srotas. Move on to the Artavaha Srotas. So Artavaha, these are the two in number, Tayor Mula, Garbhashaya, Artavahinyasya Dhamani. So these are the, so in the picture you can find the uterus part and also these related with the Dhamanis or the structures. Those applies to the uterus part or the Garbhashaya. So these Artavaha Srotas, these are the Artavahe Dve Tayor Moolam Garbhashaya Artavahinyasya Dhamani Tatra Viddasya the Vandyatva Maituna Asahisnuta. So these are and the Artava Nashasya means those are the Artava Srotas, these are the two in number and the Moola Sthana of Artava Srotas is Garbhashaya and the Artavahini Dhamani. Those carry the Artava. So these are the considered as the Moola Sthana of Artava Srotas. In case injury to these Artava Srotas, this is called as the Vandyatva or the infertility. Maituna asahisnuta means there is the intolerance to the sex, difficulty in sex, or it called as the painful sex. And the Arthavanasasya means amenorrhea, or the is called as the amenorrhea or the dysmenorrhea. So this absence of the menstrual cycle or the painful menstruation. These are the conditions seen when the lady get the injury to the Arthava Srotas. So these are the Srotases. So according to the Shushruta Acharya, those are the 11 number of the 11 pairs of the Srotases. The total number is 22. 11 pairs of the Srotases. I am going to finish this with the Lakshana as well as the Moolasthana of the Srotas. And we next come to the functions of the Srotas or the common functions. So what are the functions of the common general functions of the Srotas? Is a Grahana or the Sangrahana means storage. Savana means secrete or the oozing. Vahana means those are the carry or the transportation. And the Shoshana means absorption. Nissarana means elimination. Or the Pachana means digestion. Vivechana means selectivity. So these are the functions of the Srotasis. And we next come to the general symptoms of the Visheshan of the Srotasis. So these are the common symptoms for the each and every Srotasis. So one is the Ati Pravritti, Sangova, Shiranam, Grantyo Api, Vimarga Gamam Chapi, Srotasam, Dusti Lakshana. Shrotas Dusti Lakshana means these are the four important. Ati Pravritti means they are the excessive flow occurs in the Srotases. So excessive flow, excessive, they are the flowing of the nutrients or the whatever material. This is the Ati Pravritti. And the Sango, obstruction in the Srotas. So any obstruction, the clot formation, any obstruction or the shrinking of the vessels, shrinking of the channels, or the blockage of the channels is considered the Sango. Sira Granthi, again here is the glands or the cyst-like formation in the blood vessels. So these are the called as the Sira Granthi. So Vimarga Gamana means this abnormal track. So you are going to abnormal track or the one way, so wrong side, so wrong way you are entering. So these are the Vimarga Gamana. So Vimarga Gamana means so Dusti or the impairment of the Agni may in this view they lead to Kha Vaigunya or the Sroto Vaigunya or the Kha Vaigunya or the Sroto Dusti. It is stated to produce the Sroto Avaroda in the Srotas. So they are the called as the Kha Vaigunya. And the Nidhana for the disease are due to the Srotas. Soto Vaigutya or the structural damage or the Sotodushti, it may be functional damage. Structural as well as the functional damage of the Srota. Causes for the Srota Dushti. So these are the daily routine life. We are eating more towards the attract towards the fast foods. So fast foods, Chinese foods, or the fried items. So there's the food regimen, and that may promote the morbidity of the doshas, and they are the most and go for the contrary and the well-being of the dhatus, and they are going to vitiate the srotases. Dosha also vitiated doshas, they are going to vitiate the dhatus, vitiate the srotases. And also already we know the ati, pravritti, sangha, these are the common symptoms of the this sotodushti lakshana. And the treatment for, I'm not going in detail regarding the treatment. So prana, anna, udaka, these are the same respiratory disorders and the trasna. They are treating with the ama, or they are the uh, increase the agni, or the agni level they are going to increase, and they are automatically clear the doshas. And also the rasadi dhatu visheshan treatment adopted and mentioned by the vivida. These are the vivida shita pittiya, the rasadi aushadam, and the mutra purusha sweda. The treatment is the mutra kurcha, as the treatment of we are treating the mutra kurcha, atisara, or the jara chikitsa. So these are the common the treatment for the srota dushti. So here ati pravati, again these are the applied aspect of the srotas. So ati pravati, for example, atisara. So excessive elimination of the mala, the called as the atiksara. Ashrukdhara, or the excessive elimination of the rakta, or the bleeding. So severe hemorrhage. So bleeding is called as the ati pravarti. So these are the normal, or the bleeding from the nose, bleeding from the genitals, or the bleeding from the anus part. So this excessive bleeding, internal bleeding as well as the external bleeding. So this elimination, or the excessive ati pravarti, okay, or the more activeness. So this is the ati pravarti. And the next come to the sangha. So this already know the atherosclerotic changes of the blood vessels and the spasm of the bronchioles of the lung. So this commonly, so sangha. So already we have faced the COVID. So this COVID, many of the patients they are suffering from the pulmonary embolism. So they are the clots, they are in the pulmonary vessels, and they are turned into the disease condition or the obstruction. So this is called as the sangha, or the deposition of the sludge. So this is called as the sangha, or the clot formation. And the Sira Granthi, the picture shows so aneurysm of the arteries and the varicosity of the veins. So the superficial veins. So normal aorta, you can find the picture. You can observe the picture. Normal aorta, aorta with the large abdominal aneurysm. So this is the large aneurysm of the obstruction. So abdominal obstruction, and this is considered the Sira Granthi. This is the best example for the Sira Granthi. And the Vimarga Gamana. So this ascites formation. Those are the chronic alcoholic person, and they are turned into the liver cirrhosis, and they are finally turned into the ascites formation. So in the portal hypertension also there is a collection of the this peritoneal cavity, or the peritoneal cavity is the abdominal cavity is going to filled with the uh, water or the fluid, and this is called as a considered as the best example, and the ascites is the Vimarga Gamana. And the next, finally, we come to the these are the comparisons of the Dhamani. We are comparing the Dhamannath. Dhamani means so those are the pulsating spandana, and these are considered the artery. Srotas, Sravana Srotas. Those are the slow oozing, and these are considered the Srotas or the capillary channels. And the Sira, Saranath Sira, those are the flow, slowly flow, and this is considered the vein. So modern comparison, Dhamani with the artery, Srotas with the capillary, Sira with the veins. And the difference between the Sira, Dhamani and the Srotases, I am going to just explain slightly. So these are the definition regarding the Saranath Sira, Dhamanath, or the Sravanath Srotamsi. These are the, and the colors. These are the, according to the Acharya, they have mentioned the Vatava Siras or the Pittava Siras. These are Arunakarana, Neela. These are the colors. And the Dhamani, there is no explanation regarding the color. Srotases, no explanation regarding the color. And the number of the siras, they are the 700. Out of these, Moola siras are 40, the further divided into the multiple, these are the 700, and the Dhamani, these are basically 24 in number, and the according to the Sushruta Acharya is 11 pairs of the Srotases, according to the Charkacharya 13 Srotases, single. The function, see Vatava doshas or the Pittava dosha, these are the carries the function, and the Srotases, those carries the nutrition or the Rasadi dhatus. And the structure, these are the thin in nature, and the presence of the wall, here is the thick in nature, arteries or the Dhamani, absence of the walls, and the minute or the absence of the walls. Okay. So these are the capillary means those are the very minute structures. So these are considered the channels or the tubules or the capillaries. And next, there's a slight opinion regarding the Sira. Sira, Dhamani, and the Srotas are the different in their features. Or whatever the functions, they are different structures. And the number of Sira, Dhamani, Srotases are different. So Siras are 700, Dhamanis are 24, and the Srotases are 11 pairs. So number is different. And the Shira, Dhamani, and the Srotases are different in their function. So those are the functioning is different, structure is different. So that's why the Sira is different, Dhamani is different, Srotas is different. And the Shiras helps in the maintaining the normal function of the Sharira. Means those are the carries the deoxygenated blood from the periphery to the heart. So reach to the whatever the impure blood or the deoxygenated blood from the tissue level or the cell level, those carries the and reach to the heart. So there is a normal function to maintain the Sharira. And Dhavanis helps in the perception of the Indriyas. So whatever the Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, these are the with the help of these Dhavanis or the Indriya. So Indriya Artha helps for the Indriya Artha by the with the help of Dhamani. And the Srotases helps for the transportation of the rasas and the nutrients. So we needed the to survive purpose we needed the carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, the rasas, dhatus, doshas, everything. So they are carried by the Srotases. And the in Samhitas explained as the separate structure under the different heading. So Sira is different and the Srotases is different, Dhamani is different. Sira, Dhamani, and the Srotases are explained as the tubular structures. So these are the simple tubular structures or the channel-like structures. These are the Sira, Dhamani, Srotas. Sira, Dhamani, and the Srotases are very nearer to each other. So these three structures they are nearer to each other. That's why we found that these are the same, but their function is different, their structure is different. So that's why these are the Sira, Dhamanis are the different. Sira, Dhamani, and Srotases are appears to be similar due to their minuteness. So very minute structures. That's why we consider as the we are thinking that the Siras is same, Dhamani is same, and the Srotas is same. But the here they are totally different. And the difference between the arteries and the veins and the sira. So again, so all of you know the regarding the artery and the veins. So arteries from the heart to rest of the body. So those are carries the oxygenated blood from the heart to rest of the body means periphery, and the veins those are the carries the from the periphery to the heart, and these are the capillary means they also connects the arteries and the veins. So these are the minute structures, end part of the artery, starting part of the veins. So these are arterioles and the venules, the connection. So the junction between the arterioles and the venules we consider as the capillary network. And these arteries carry the mostly oxygenated blood. So arteries carry the oxygenated blood, except these are the pulmonary artery and the umbilical artery. Those carry the deoxygenated blood. Here the remaining arteries, those carry the oxygenated blood. So carries mostly oxygenated blood, and the veins carries mostly deoxygenated blood. Here exceptional. So pulmonary veins, those carry oxygenated blood, and the umbilical veins. Exceptional. So these are the two exceptional. So the pulmonary vein and the umbilical veins, those carries the oxygenated blood. So remaining whatever the veins, those carries the deoxygenated blood. And the capillary carries the both mixed blood on the deoxygenated as well as the oxygenated blood. or it called as the mixed blood carries in the capillary. And the arteries, so high pressure and the thicker walls, so pressure is more because of they are pulsating, so there is a more pressure and the fast flow. Here is the slow pressure with the thinner walls. So these are the walls are thin in the veins, walls are thick in the artery. And the walls only one cell are the thick for the diffusion. So they are the less compared to the veins, these are very thin capillary. And the arteries having the no walls. Okay, so arteries are the no walls, but the veins are having the walls, presence of the wall, and the capillaries also no walls. And the blood is a speed is more. So compared to the vein and artery, blood speed is more. So in the arteries, pressure is more, or the speed is more flow. Veins flow is slow, and the also there the flow is slow in the capillary. So this is difference between the artery, veins, and the capillaries or the srotas. So we finished this topic regarding the Shira, Dhamani, Srotas.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for such an elaborative and knowledgeful session on Sira, Damani, and Shrotas. The whole session was pretty good because you explained every bit point. You just took like a normal class, and it was completely elaborative session. So the students must have understood it to the core. If they had any doubts, they would have understood by just watching your sessions. It was a very good session what we had today. So shall we take two questions from the students?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Thank you, sir. So we have received few questions, sir. The question I will be reading that out to you, sir.
Hmm.
The first question we have is, sir, is it necessary to remember individual Avedya Siras? And is it
No,
necessary to memorize the shlokas of Damani?
huh. No, no. In UG level, it is not necessary for the Avedya Shira. It is for the PG level. It is important Avedya Shira. So just you can remember only the numbers of the Avedya Shira. How many numbers of the Avedeshira according to the Shaka, according to the Costa, according to the uh, these are the Urdhvagata or the Urdhva Jatrugata head and neck region. So that much is sufficient for you, UG students.
Thank you, sir. The next part of the question, sir, is it necessary to memorize the shlokas of Damani like Urdhvaga, Ardhoga, and Tiryak?
No need to explain these. You can just elaborate these structures of the numbers of the Dhamani, 10 number of upward, 10 number. So no need to buy the slokas.
Thank you, sir. The next question we have is, sir, is it necessary to give modern correlation for Damani and Siras?
In case they may be asked for the 5 marks question for the Dhamani or the 10 marks or the long question for the Dhamani or the Siras Rotasis, then definitely you can correlate or the correlation is needed. For the more elaboration or the more explanation, you must and should write the correlations, modern correlations.
Thank you again, sir. The next question is, sir, while asked about Srotas, how to present the answers of Srotas? Like, should we write just shloka or should we write table format?
In case they have long question for the only they have explained in detail regarding the srotas, you can tabular form explain, or you can the single, for example, explain regarding the pranava srotas. You can write this quotation as well as the Vidya Lakshana, and you can explain, elaborate these according to depends on the marks. So, for example, 5 marks question is there, then you can just explain regarding the modern Ayurvedic aspect. And in case they are the elaborated means the long question, the 10-mark question, you can explain whole.
Thank you again, sir. One last question, sir. That is again the same question related to modern correlation.
Hmm.
The student is asking, should we remember write modern correlation for Srotas also?
No, so this also you can write. But
Okay,
the
sir.
modern core moreover, so UG students no need to write the modern correlation in the UG level.
Thank you, sir.
Just you
Um,
write the Srotases and they explain the names and the can with the Lakshanas and the quotations. So it is sufficient.
Thank you, sir. Thank you again. One last question that's from our side, sir.
Hmm.
Since only 10 days or almost after 10 or 9 days left for the exam, sir, what
Hmm.
one advice you would like to give for the students, sir? And in the continuing with the same question, we would like you to wish the best of all the best for them, sir.
Yeah. Because I think new syllabus is introduced. So this final exam, I think this going batch for the appearing batch. So I think this long question. So Srotas, Dhamani, Siras are the long question or the 10-mark question. So definitely, one question is coming from the out of these syllabus point. So you read regarding these topics and the concentrate on the long questions first. So LAQ, long answer questions. So LAQ, and after that, my suggestion is to first write the long questions. These are the four number. So they each carries the 10 marks or the 40 marks, and the next go for the short answers. So 5 marks question, and the otherwise, and you can go for the first MCQs, attempt the clear, finish the MCQs, or you can leave as it is MCQs, and after half an hour you can attempt MCQs. So in case MCQs you are confident all the 20 MCQs are right, then you can attempt first. Otherwise, you are in confusion state and you don't attempt the MCQs first. First you write the long questions and next go for the short answers, and finally in a half hour or the 45 minutes you can attempt the MCQs. So this is easy for the passing purpose, and also you can score the more marks. Okay, and the
Thank
writing the examination. So whatever the for example srotas or the any organ while explaining, you must and should draw the diagrams. So diagrams to easy to labeling with the label diagram you can easy to explanation. So whatever the anterior view, posterior view, so this is easy for the students while explaining all details. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you again, sir. And
Okay.
thank you for such an wonderful insights for the exams and wonderful tips that you gave for the students regarding exams, sir. On behalf of my whole team at Jignasa, sir, we would like to extend our warmest thanks to you and warmest uh, gratitude to you, sir, for agreeing over a single call that despite your busy schedule, you have managed with our time schedule and despite all the technical glitches we faced yesterday and today,
Okay.
um, you delivered the session, sir, and we are really grateful to you for that, sir. And thanks for being a part of this wonderful journey, which we thought of to help our juniors, the first year students. Thank you for being a part of that journey and even guiding us and helping us throughout the journey. And we would look forward to meet you and work in future also for further collaborations and work for the Aish community, sir. And
Yes.
we again thank you for your valuable time and the beautiful lecture you gave to the students today, sir. We thank you again.
Okay, just a minute. So, your name is Karthik, I think so.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So, thank you, Karthik, for the giving me the this kind of opportunity. So, sharing my thoughts and my knowledge, and the you, Karthik, and Shivu Kumari, I think so. So, you have
Yes, sir.
called me,
Yes, sir.
you have given the opportunity, and this is a big platform for me. And the thank you once again, everyone, listeners, and the best of luck for the coming examination. You get the more marks and you gain more marks and the more success in your future life also. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. But I would like to say something, sir. We are very small in age to give or something like an opportunity to you, sir. But it's actually you who gave us an opportunity to host a eminent teacher like you, sir. It's you who gave us that opportunity, sir, and we are really grateful that, sir. Are grateful for that, sir. We thanks for that, sir. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, I request your permission to end the session, sir.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.